What's going on, guys? It's Brandon back here again. Let me just fix that camera angle there. Back home at last, as you can see, back in my basement. Game 73 versus the Vancouver Canucks. I would do this video upstairs, and since I'm on spring break, but, you know, I got my family working upstairs. I got pretty sure my grandparents are upstairs. So, don't want to disrupt them or whatever if they're discussing anything. So Game 73 versus the Vancouver Canucks we'll be doing in the basement today, and the next video against Dallas tomorrow should be back in my room, and I might show off one of my new jerseys that I've received because I ordered one during the trip, and it came in during when I was still on the trip in Minnesota, so maybe I'll wear that one just to show it off because why not? It's fun to wear jerseys. So yes, it was the Game 73 against the Vancouver Canucks for the third time. 5 o'clock start on March 26th. It was Pride Night. It was a happy birthday to Murphy and Coach Richardson. And Taze was skating that morning, and it's been seen that he's been skating again today at practice, along with the Hawks. He's getting closer and closer to a return. There are rumors going around, I will say, that I've heard about if he gets ready soon, April 13th. Which I believe is the last home game or something like that. It might be his last ever game in the NHL, and he might call it quits. I haven't heard anything to say that this is true, but this is just a rumor that I've heard. So I thought I'd share it out there. So the score ends up being 4-2 for the Canucks. They go to 24, 43, and 6. Shots are 31-31, dead even. Hits are 24-21 Chicago. Faceoffs 26-26, dead even. Power play, Chicago goes 0 for 3, Vancouver goes 1 for 3. Mrazek saves 27 out of 30, Delia saves 29 out of 31. Bjork was in, Englund was in, Kaiser was out, Robinson was out. And for Kaiser, I think this is just he needs to be sent down to the AHL and play some games there. While he just in Minnesota, he didn't look himself, or didn't look like he was ready, I should say. He was getting just kind of easily get around. He was quite easy to get around. We'll talk about the Minnesota game in a second. I did rewatch that game last night. I also watched the Vancouver game this morning, and now I'm going to watch the Dallas game this evening. A lot of catching up to do. For that. In the first period, Tenori hits the post. Reichel is saved. It was getting scrummy early. It's 7-13. Vancouver penalty to Amon for interference, which would be killed. Garland has a chance that's saved. 4-14. Chicago penalty to Reese Johnson for boarding, which would be killed. 3:59. However, it's a Chicago shorthanded goal. Happy birthday to Connor Murphy. Sixth of the season, second shorthanded goal of the season. It's from Dickinson, who gets his 100th point, and Kachuk to make it 1-0. 2:03. Chicago penalty to Caleb Jones for delay of game, which would be killed. You go to the second, where Radish is saved. Scramble in front. That's cleared by Englund. 16.9 seconds to go in the period. However, it's a Vancouver deflection off Seth Jones, and the puck goes in the net. It's a goal from Philip Di Giuseppe, his 6th of the season, from Miller and Hughes to make it 1-1. And I will say, Miller, Hughes, Vancouver overall, they've all looked better under Tocchet, and I understand that I prefer Boudreau behind the bench. However, they have a really easy schedule, and since Tocchet's taken over, and I'm pretty sure that's part of the reason they decided to do the firing so late and why they kept Boudreau, just like knowing he was going to be fired like that, because they wanted Tocchet to have an easy schedule to make it look better. I of course can't explain that, but that's what I think happened. So we go to the third period where Besser hits the post early in 1935 then. It's a Vancouver penalty to Philip Di Giuseppe for tripping, which would be killed. Tyler Johnson's denied twice on the power play. And Chicago had control of the period early. I would say Chicago had the better third period, and they've had continuous pressure, and it was just pucks were not going in for them, which is good for me. Kara has a chance just wide. 15:52. Vancouver penalty to Rathbone for hooking, which would be killed. Reichel goes around everyone but Delia, and he's saved. McDonough couldn't put it away. And then Dakota absolutely levels Reichel. And Whistle is not happy. He goes to talk with him. And after the game, Richardson says that maybe Reichel probably deserved to get hits. He's a young kid, deserves to get a welcome to the big leagues thing. Now, Richardson was a big hitting defenseman, so I can understand why he says this. But for one of your players to say, yeah, you probably deserve to get hit, especially your youngest, most likely to be a star right now, I wouldn't say that publicly to anyone, to say the least. I mean, he's right about it's a lesson to be learned, keep your head up and that stuff like that. But to say, like, yeah, my guy deserved to get run over there. I'm sorry. No. You can't say that. It's just something you could say to him privately, say it out in public. That's just stupid. And then right after that, so Reichel gets leveled, and then right after Vancouver comes back the other way, 7:54, it's a Vancouver one-timer goal to Elias Pettersson, his 34th of the year, from Ethan Bear and Andrei Kuzmenko to make it 2-1. 7:04, Chicago penalty to Athanasiou for high sticking, and then at 6:51, so a minute and 3 seconds later after the first Pettersson goal, he scores again. It's a tap-in power play goal. It squeaks through Mrazek. He's right there. It shoots it in. Pettersson gets his 35th of the season from Kuzmenko once again, and Besser to make it 3-1. Tenorti was hurt at some point in the game. I was looking at his ice time, and I realized it's a lot less than everyone else's. I might have got hurt again. Wouldn't be surprised. He's been hurt a ton this year. He's also had a good year, though, so I don't know. Hawks pulled the goalie at 2:45, and at 1:42, Chicago scores with the empty netter. Scores with the empty net at 6-on-5. It's a stuff-in goal from Lucas Reichel, 5th of the season from Athanasiou and Seth Jones to make it 3-2. Then they pull the goalie again at 1:30, and at 1:03, it's a Vancouver empty net goal. Brock Besser seals the deal, 15th of the season from Bear to make it 4-2. So that's going to be all I have for you guys in this one. I'm back home. Hopefully more videos should be coming out. We're coming near and near to the end of the season. Expect once middle of April then, expect a final power rankings. Expect a look back at my predictions at the start of the year. Expect 8 series previews, which that was what drained me last year. I will say, when I was doing those previews, I was doing 4 a day, and they were draining. But that's going to be all I have for you guys today. So I shall see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.